What happens when the sheriff's daughter falls for the most wanted man in town? This story has it all: secret love, deadly choices, and a big surprise. Stay until the end because I've got a bonus scene that shows what happened 10 years later. The cabin door opened with a creak in the dark night. Cole Rivers' hand stopped on his gun, finger ready to shoot. But here's the thing, you can't always guess right, and wrong guesses can kill you fast. The dark shape that came through the door wasn't a lawman coming to get the reward money on his head. It was her. Now, before I tell you who walked through that door, let me ask you something. Have you ever risked everything for someone you just met? Because that's exactly what's about to happen, and it's going to change 2 lives forever. Maria Santos stepped into the yellow light of his oil lamp, and time seemed to stop. 6 months had gone by since that dusty road where 3 men had tried to take what wasn't theirs. 6 months since he'd saved her using a fake name. 6 months of running from his past that followed him like a hungry wolf. But why would the sheriff's daughter look for a wanted man in the middle of the night? Here's where it gets scary. I know who you really are, Cole Rivers, she said quietly, her voice full of scary secrets. And I know my father wants to hang you when the sun comes up. Hit that like button if you're already hooked, because this is just the start of the most dangerous love story the Wild West has ever seen. How it all started. What would make a woman risk everything for a bad guy? The answer comes from a moment when fighting turned into helping. Maria's words hung in the air like smoke as she remembered that day. Jack Stone, she said softly, using the fake name he'd given her. That's what you told me when you saved my life. The memory hit him like a big wave. 3 bad men had trapped her on the road, trying to touch her when they shouldn't. He'd shot 2 bullets in the dirt near their feet, close enough to scare them away without killing anyone. Here's what makes a good guy different from a killer: choosing to be kind when you could hurt someone. But Maria knew the truth now. She knew about Cole Rivers, who rode with Samuel Hayes, who saw his boss die in a big fight, who killed Dutch Miller in what people called a fair fight but her father called murder. Are you wondering how she figured out who he really was? Maria had been watching him for 2 weeks since he came to town, working at the ranch, trying not to be noticed. But some faces you can't forget. You've been keeping quiet, trying to hide, she said, moving closer. But I see you. The air between them felt electric. Every part of Cole wanted to run, to get away from this woman who could ruin him. But his feet stayed put like they were stuck to the floor. Question for you: when you want something but it could kill you, what wins? Keep watching to find out. I can't go back tonight, Maria said as thunder rolled across the sky. The storm was just an excuse, they both knew it. The creek would flood, sure, but the Real flood was the feelings about to sweep them both away. 1 room. 1 bed. 1 night that could change everything or kill them both. I'll sleep on the floor, Cole said, his voice tight. But Maria had different ideas. What happened next will shock you, and I'm not talking about what you think. This story is deeper than just wanting someone. It's about 2 people seeing something in each other that nobody else could see. The real question isn't what happened that night, it's what it showed about who they really were. When Sheriff Vasquez came with 4 men with guns at sunrise, everyone thought someone would die. What they got instead was something no one expected, not even the sheriff himself. Elena stepped between her father's gun and the man she'd chosen to trust with her heart. But here's the twist that changes everything. Give him a chance to prove his good, she said. Make him a deputy. Are you serious? That's probably what you're thinking right now. Give a badge to a wanted killer. But sometimes the crazy ideas are the only ones that work. Sheriff Vasquez gave James a choice: help me catch a gang of cattle thieves up north. Prove you can follow orders instead of just giving them. Maybe we can talk about a badge. The other choice: go to jail for murder. Here's what I love about this moment: it's not just about good guys and bad guys. It's about a father seeing his daughter's choice and deciding to trust what she thinks, even when it goes against everything he believes. 3 months later, James Malone came back to town with the last of the cattle thieves tied up behind him. The badge on his chest caught the dying light, but it wasn't the metal star that made him sit up tall. It was Elena, waiting for him on the porch, wearing a blue dress that made her eyes look like the night sky. From bad guy to deputy. From running away to standing strong. From a man with no future to someone the town was starting to trust. Sometimes, Maria had told him that first night, the hardest trip isn't across dangerous land, it's the one that leads a broken heart back home. And that's exactly what happened. But was it really that easy? Here's that special part one told you about at the start. 10 years later, Sheriff Cole Rivers, yes, he took over from Maria's father, was teaching his 8-year-old son how to shoot. The boy asked him, "Papa, were you really a bad man?" Cole looked at his son, then at Maria working in their garden, and said, "Son, I was a lost man who found his way home." Sometimes that makes all the difference. If this story of secret love, second chances, and finding your way in the Wild West made you feel something, hit that like button. Leave a comment and tell me, where are you from? Tell us what you thought of this story. And here's my challenge for you. What would you have done if you were Maria? Would you have risked everything for love, or played it safe? Tell us in the comments below.